During the years of, or between the years of 1971 and 1997, my role in the Kansas City Public Schools was that of a student. I attended elementary school at Blenheim Elementary. I matriculated to Lincoln Junior High School, and I graduated from Southeast High School. So, of course, we're all aware of Brown versus Board of Education in regards to integrating the schools. And then in addition to that, there was a lawsuit in Kansas City that talked or addressed the issue of desegregation of our schools. As a student, I don't know that I was actually aware of what was really happening during that time and how it would impact me, or if in fact visually, be it looking at administration, staff, and or the student body, if we as students, or certainly me being a student, could see the impact of what was happening around us at that time. For me, thinking back to my parents and how they were impacted or how they responded to the efforts, they started considering different choices than neighborhood schools for myself and my siblings. And so what that meant, as I left elementary school and matriculated to junior high school, which is now middle school, that meant being bused to a school where they thought I could be challenged more academically, that my needs would be met in a different way than had been. And so that meant that I would have to be going to a community or a school where students were coming from all over the city. And they were open to that. But at the same time, I remember changes with teachers, like there was a teacher strike during that time, and over salaries and conditions in schools. And there were a lot of conversations about adequate resources for all schools versus certain schools. And so I remember hearing those conversations. And again, being a child, I don't know if we were really plugged in. We just knew we were participating in getting what we perceived to be a good education during that time. In my community, in my household, in my neighborhood, we were allowed to be children. So were we really plugged into the political, the legal scene at that time? I don't know. I do believe that we were aware that our staff makeup in our schools, our teaching staff makeup, was changing. And so where we had predominantly African American or Black teachers, we started seeing more Caucasian teachers in our classrooms, our school buildings. Did we know what that meant? Did we know if our experience would change because of that? I'm not sure, but we certainly saw a change in regards to what I deem to be the most important people in front of us in our school buildings, and that was of the teaching staff. At that time, those teachers that were coming in, they still were vested in the schools, in the community. And what I mean by that is they lived amongst us. So we might see Mr. Patterson at the grocery store or Ms. Schaefer at church, just like we did our Black teachers as well. And so in that way, and I had a sense as a student that all of my teachers cared about me, and they all cared about me becoming the best me academically and socially. And so I don't know that, did I perceive that I'd get a better education? No. A different? No. Would I be exposed to someone possibly that I wouldn't have been exposed to before? Absolutely. But what did that really mean? I don't know that we understood or thought about it in that way. It was, we were children, we were going to school, and that's what we were doing at that time.